Hey there, my name is Brooks Law, and I've been attending Northwest Hills since last March. I get to serve in communities across the state for an organization called Coil Outside. Essentially what that means is I get to lead the operations and kind of all the behind-the-scenes work and guiding our staff and the kiddos that we serve, sixth graders primarily. It's definitely turned into a calling for me, and week in and week out we're working with hundreds of kids, thousands of kids over the span of the year, and it's God has really given me this passion to serve kids through outdoor school. Almost every program, they don't have their phones, so they're kind of just faced with nature and each other and what we have for them, and we call them field studies, and there's fire, shelter, navigation, first aid, foraging, traps, wildlife and sign, archery, fishing, things like that. Ultimately what we're up to is, our mission is the restoration and preservation of outdoor childhood. It's really been remarkable how God has revealed himself to me in the powerful ways that I've been able to serve these kiddos. One particular story that stands out to me where I've met God in outdoor school it requires a little bit of context. One of my best friends from childhood, his name's Eli Olson. He's my age, and back in 2023, April 29th of 23, he passed away in a pretty abrupt, a tragic hiking accident. Eli was somebody who was a strong believer. He was strong in his faith, and many times in our adult life had he talked to me about God. And Eli and I always spent a lot of time as kids and as adults together in nature. That was our whole thing. So fast forward, he passed away on April 29th, 2023. Fast forward 2 years to this past April. I'm sitting up, it's the day before this program that is probably going to be our most challenging program. So I've got to really put a lot of brain power to it. And it's probably 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, and I'm up with my boss, and we're doing some work, and I'm printing out cabin group rosters. And the first roster that I got to was a boys' cabin, and second and third on the list were Eli and Brooks. And just looking at that, I was, it caught me entirely off guard, and I looked up at my boss and I told him what was going on, and he knew the background of what was at hand, and he kind of chuckled and he said, I think that's God. And we kind of had a sweet little moment there, and it was kind of profound even in that moment. And the next day rolls around, the actual anniversary of my buddy passing, and 160 kids show up, and the way they did this, they had 2 contractor bags per kiddo, so 320 something bags just get tossed out into this big field, and 160 kids start bouncing around trying to figure out which bags are theirs. And I'm loving it. I live for that kind of stuff, that kind of energy and chaos with children. And I knew that I was trying to stay present with Eli that day. I was trying to keep God close, and I was trying to make sure that I was showing up for these kids in the way that they needed me to orient them to outdoor school. And I spun around at one point while all the bags were getting collected, and this little boy was walking directly towards me. And I just got down on a knee and met him, and I looked at his name tag, and it was Brooks. And immediately I'm like, what are the chances that within 10, 15 minutes of these kids being here, out of all these kids, out of these adults, Brooks and Brooks are meeting each other? This is a kid that I saw on this roster last night, and he's sobbing, and he's just like panicked that he can't find his gear. And as he's talking to me and as I'm speaking with him, another boy comes up behind him, and just as calm as could be, he just put his hand on his shoulder and said, "It's okay, Brooks, we'll find your gear." And I peeked around Brooks's shoulder, and sure enough, there was Eli. And in that moment, when I recognized that it was Eli and Brooks, these 2 kids that I'd seen on this roster, here they are right in front of me. I'm getting to meet them both. It's not common that I meet other people named Brooks. To have it be on the 2-year anniversary of my good friend Eli passing, that little boy Brooks to be met with his best friend Eli with calm and reassurance. I just knew that had to have been God's work, that he was with me and he had me in that place with those boys at that time for a reason. As it goes, my life has been riddled with challenges, and I've certainly been in the pit of despair, brought on and contributed to by plenty of my own doings, but God has been faithful to me. And as I've been aiming to pursue Him faithfully, it's been through the passion He's given me in serving kiddos that He's lifted me up and brought me to where I am right now. I love that God has given me this role to serve communities where I get to love on kiddos and see their outdoor childhood restored. I am just so grateful for what God has given me now and up until this point in my life. And I'm incredibly eager to see what He has in store for me in my future.